Hey, are you a new real estate agent and you're kind of struggling finding your first few transactions in your business? Well, I'm going to help you solve that because imagine there was a world where you can get consistent opportunity flow, expert training and mentoring, and systems that help you scale your business and close more deals faster. And what I'm talking about is joining a team. Now, before you click off, if you've already written off teams, hear me out because I'm going to break down the top 5 reasons why someone should join a team or at least consider it now in 2025 to really launch your career. I'm also going to give you some shortcuts, hacks, and things to avoid when looking at a team in this super short but very informative video. So let's jump right in. Now, before we get started, remember, I'm Isaac Guzman with Real Estate CEOs and Agent War Room. I'm always here to give you the best, most relevant real estate information. And we partner with agents just like you all across the US and Canada. If you're ever curious on how to do that, first, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share this video. But you can also grab some one-on-one time with me by clicking the link in the description below. All right, so now without further ado, we're going to jump right into the top 5 reasons why people should consider joining a team. And here's the secret. If you're not new, you should probably still watch this video and consider it. All right, so reason number 1 is pretty simple. It's one of the most obvious things, and it's joining a team for leads, for opportunity flow. And that comes in 2 different forms in my head. The first one is going to be I'm handing people leads. These are things like Facebook leads, Zillow leads, Realtor.com, you name it. Those are the things that we're doing. Maybe we're running an email campaign, whatever it is, and we hand over people's information that have raised their hand and said, I'm interested in buying, selling, or investing, hand it over to the agent, and you go and try to convert that lead. Now, I think that's great. I think it's a great way to get repetition in and having real estate related conversations. And oftentimes those can convert depending on how far down the pipeline the person is, right? And so not all leads are created equal online, but there are some really good ones that are worth converting out. Now, there's also the other side of this, and this is what I consider just as good and in some cases better than giving you leads that I just generated online. And it is this. It is the ability to teach you how to generate your own business. So for example, let's say I'm really good at listing for sale by owner properties or expireds, and I have the scripts. I know exactly how to pull the information, how to put it in the system. I have the right scripting. I know exactly what to say. I teach you exactly how to show up to the appointment, what materials to bring, how to have that conversation, how to overcome objections, how to get people to sign, how to manage the listing all the way through to closing, and even after closing, getting reviews and all that stuff. And if I have a proven process where I could turn around and go, hey, if you spend 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, making these calls and following this system, you'll get 4 listings every single month. That, in my opinion, is just as valuable, if not more valuable, than handing you leads. Because I'm teaching you how to fish. I'm helping you build your own business, right? There's a lot of other things. Now, here's the other reason why one of these things like may or may not fit your bill is because there's usually a difference in splits on those things. In other words, how much money you make at the end of the transaction. Well, if I just hand you somebody, obviously it took me time, energy, effort, and probably some resources in terms of like money and energy and relationships that I've built just to get to that point where I can hand that person over, right? So that's an important thing, is that thing is more expensive for me. So it's probably going to be a lower split to the agent. Whereas if I just teach the agent how to do stuff, yeah, they're using the scripts I use, they're using my materials, they're using my CRM, maybe even the data and the dialer that I'm paying for. But at the end of the day, they put in the work to develop that relationship. They get a bigger split. So that's something to consider. But the fact is, simply having like a mentor who's going to guide you, I don't think that's enough. I think providing you with an opportunity to either get leads directly or teach you how to generate your own business, that's going to be crucial. And if you are interested in joining a team, you should look for that. Now, one quick caveat or something to think about when you're thinking about that is what happens, like what do they expect? Now, think about it. A business owner is making investments. They're spending 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 plus a month generating leads or teaching how to do the system. There's expectations that come along with that, not just splits, but hey, you got to show up to this meeting. You got to work this system. You got to use this particular software. You have to send a video, whatever it is that they've decided is necessary for you to convert that lead. That's what they're going to ask of you. Now, as an independent contractor, they can't force you to do that, but they also don't have to give you leads. So choose your hard, right? All right, let's jump into number 2, and that is going to be training and mentorship. Now, I'm not talking about generic training and mentorship. I think you can get enough just off of like YouTube and going to seminars and whatnot. I think you can get a ton of really great training. Here's what I'm actually talking about when I talk about training and mentorship. It's not how to do a listing presentation. It's how do they do their specific listing presentation and how do they adjust it based on the neighborhood, based on the age of the home, based on who they're up against, right? Those are the very intangible things that a team leader can help you with. For example, also when you're writing offers, maybe they know that the broker over there's a stickler for this, or they know that this person uses that escrow company and you guys use the same title rep. And so now you can call the title rep and ask them to get some information from the agent so that maybe you can write a better offer that's more likely to get accepted. Those are really critical things that can help propel you into production because you might be taking a buyer around without that insight and it takes 5, 6, 7 months to get an offer accepted. Now that's an extreme case, but when it could have taken 2 months because now they're writing offers that have insight behind them and they're really well informed, right? They also introduce you oftentimes to more quality lenders. This is the other thing. A team leader typically has really high level lenders, right? People that can help them navigate transactions, help them convert at a higher level, help support the marketing efforts, show up to open houses. Well, guess what? Team leaders are being chased by those top producing lenders that have a lot of resources. Whereas you on your own, you might not be able to attract that level of support from a mortgage partner like that. So something to think about. Yes, they're going to provide training, but I think the insight and specific knowledge of the industry is really important there too. All right, so the next one is going to be administrative and marketing help. But here's something you got to watch out for. Pay attention because not all teams are created equal. Some teams, their admin and their marketing team are there to support the team leader. Those people are specifically there to support the team leader. And if they happen to help you, great. So what it looks like is like, hey, there's this listing coordinator or closing transaction manager or this marketing person. Well, what happens when something is happening inside your deal and also in the team leader's deal? Does that person say, whoa, hold on, I don't work for you. I work for the team leader. So I need to sort that out first. And when I get around to it, I'll help you. You do not want to be part of a team like that that works to serve the team leader that's still in production. I don't mind the team leader being in production still. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I think that it's better if they're not because they have more time to focus on building systems and structure for you. But if they are, great. That means they're in the thick of it and they're transacting and they're, staying close to the flame. So that's fine. But does the administration and marketing team work for them and you just get some benefit from that? Or do they work for everyone? That's really important because you want listing management, you want listing coordination, you want transaction management, you want somebody to prepare your listing documents for you, right? To be able to schedule photographers, things like that. Like that stuff is really helpful because it helps you focus on the most important part of the business, which is generating opportunities and converting those into clients instead of all this other stuff, right? In addition to that, do they have a strong marketing team? Are they providing some kind of templates? Are they marketing to your database for you, right? Those types of things are extremely helpful because it's not necessarily the most productive thing for a brand new agent to start an entire marketing endeavor. I think you can learn that over time while you're producing under a team. So that's a really important thing. And again, that goes back to splits. They're spending money on marketing and on administrative personnel. And so that's really important that you turn around and go, well, what kind of assistance am I getting for that? Because it could be extremely helpful, right? So that way you can focus on working your sphere, nurturing your database, developing your skill set, and learning how to convert and run transactions. And then over time, you can learn how to take on administrative and marketing tasks so that eventually, if you do end up leaving the team, you have that knowledge base. So that's a really important thing is that they handle that for you. And here's the thing. There are some people who go years, decades, maybe even their entire career without ever needing to develop the administrative and marketing side of their business because they go, you know what? I love my life on a team. There's a lot of lifers out there. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I think they're some of the smartest people in the industry. Number 4 is accountability and structured growth path. Here's what I mean by that. Providing you with accountability, right? A lot of people, myself included, pay for coaches every single month just to hold them accountable to what they say they're going to do. I'm going to make my calls. I'm going to send out these handwritten notes. I'm going to run these open houses. I'm going to do script and role play. Well, that's all built into a team structure because for one very important reason, team leaders want productive agents on their team. So they're going to do whatever it takes. It's helping them stay accountable to all those same things, but it's baked into the splits. So you don't have to pay a coaching fee or anything like that on top of it in most cases. So that's extremely helpful. And then in addition to that, it's somebody guiding you through a structured path, meaning, hey, first you're going to learn this part of the business and work with buyers by running open houses. And then you're going to take my buyer leads from my sign calls. And then you can start learning how to list. You can come alongside me. And then by this date or by this amount of transactions, maybe you'll start taking your own listings. And then you can start marketing and doing your own workshops and all this other stuff. They tend to have a progressive path for you to get into production first and then grow your business organically and systematically. So that's a really important part of joining with a really good team. Again, not all teams are created equal, so you got to make sure that they do have something like this if you're interviewing teams. Now, the last thing coming in for a landing here, number 5, is brand awareness and presence in the marketplace. Keep in mind, you can borrow the authority from your team leader, from the brand that they've created. If they have a great reputation, a lot of people know who they are. They're known as a good closing partner. They know, and they have a big budget to get their brand out there and market really well. Well, that gives you credibility and authority in the marketplace. So someone could turn around and go, well, how long have you been selling? Go, well, me and my team, right? You can start using team stats. Now, I'm not saying to lie to anybody. Please don't do that. But you can start relying on that. Hey, I have an entire team. Even when you go into a listing appointment with your best friend's mom, who should just give you the listing, you're able to go in there with a lot more confidence. Say, me and my entire team are going to go and sell your property. We're working with buyers all over the place. We have 15 people right now looking for homes just in this area, right? Like, these are things that can really help you convert at the highest possible level. And it gives you credibility via the marketing and branding presence that they already have. So here's the thing, real quick tip. If you're a productive agent, you're already an experienced agent, but you seem to have a lull in your business, well, as a real estate agent, you got to consider joining a team, because nowadays teams are not just 50-50 across the board. If you're scared of that, they are much more competitive in terms of splits and what they provide in terms of value. Now, my last thing I will advise you on, not why you should join a team, but let's imagine you already decided, okay, Isaac, you got me. That makes a lot of sense. I want opportunity flow. I want specialized training and support and mentoring. I want to make sure that I have the access to marketing and admin. I also want to know I can rely on the credibility of other people to get the job done. Right. Those are really important things. So what I look for in a team, well, I actually have a video all about that. You can go ahead and check it out on the channel. But the one thing I will say is this: get crystal clear on what it is you want, and understand that you are going to pay a higher split than if you were just an individual agent in a brokerage, right? Because now you're joining a team, and you have to look at it like this. Don't think about it as how much will it cost me to be part of this team. What you need to look at it is think like an investor, think like a business person, and say, how much am I going to get in return for the investment that I make into this team? Think of every time you close a deal and paying a commission split to your team leader as an investment. And then you need to look back and say, did I get a healthy return on that investment? Did I get what it was worth? If the answer is no, cool, that's not the right team. If the answer is yes, absolutely move forward with it. You don't have to live there forever, but they can help you really launch your career in 2025. Now, as usual, I always want to end the video by saying thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It means the world to us. And if you ever want to learn how we can partner up with you, the first thing you can do is go to agentwarroom.com. You can join our free online community. We're always posting videos and giving good information there. We have a weekly weekly mastermind. Webinar is me just talking at you. A mastermind is where we get to talk together. So go to agentwarroom.com. Go ahead and join there. And if you ever want to learn one-on-one how we can partner up at a more intimate level, right? Help you out, really pour into you, open up our playbooks. Well, that is the Real Estate CEOs group. You're going to go in the description of the video, click that link, book some one-on-one time with me. And until next time, keep crushing it.